Okay, this is your inspirational wake-up call, and you are inside the house with Professor Shire. Welcome to episode 36. Do you know that forgiveness is a way to self-fulfillment? Oh yeah. A big shout out to my global friends and family. Today we'll be looking at the process in forgiveness. So please stay with me. So I've looked at the definition of forgiveness, and it speaks to the action or process of forgiving or being forgiven. So again, I have asked a few friends to share with me some of the techniques they use in the process of forgiveness, or what are the tools or mechanisms used to forgive people so you can move on with your life. Listen to a few of them. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you think what they did was okay or acceptable. Forgiving someone is freeing you from the pain of what they did. Forgiveness helps me feel light and helps me get rid of hard feelings that occupy my mind and heart. Prayer, reflection, and discussion. I pray about the situation, and I try not to be hypocritical in my prayers. So once I take a matter to God, I have to be true to my word and put the situation behind me. I honestly have no technique really. While the internal struggle is taking place, I lean towards my spiritual consciousness on forgiveness. Tools for forgiveness: writing a letter to the offender and offering it up to God. Seek forgiveness by explicitly asking for forgiveness, as in, can you ever forgive me for hurting you? I give deep thoughts and contemplation to the matter and look for the lessons to be learned. Then I can forgive myself and finally someone else. Acknowledge the hurt. Consider how it has affected you. Accept that you cannot change what has happened. Learn from the hurt. The only tool you should use is your heart, because then you know it's real. I let go of anger and hate that poison my innermost being. Stay with me. Today I'm extremely humbled by these responses, as they seem to suggest that it's about letting go, but it's not automatic or easy. It depends on how deeply the issues has affected the person. I want to share a story with you, a bit humorous but true. A friend who we will call John was going through a rough time in his life and had quite a few children and his wife to support and wanted to make ends meet. So he came up with a creative way of earning an honest living by going to a baker and asking him to provide bread and sweetbread so he can sell on the weekend from Friday to Sunday. This venture was bringing him a salary of $100. Well, he felt it was enough to take him through the week until the next weekend. One day after earning his salary of $100, a friend approached him and offered him a job that was paying $1,500. John, knowing his situation, knew this was an opportunity he should capitalize on. Well, John's friend, who we will call James, had one request from John: that he loan him $20 to assist with the project that they were about to embark upon, and he will return in 5 minutes. Well, he did return in quick time and had another request that he needed another $20. No problem, said John, understanding that $40 towards $1,500 is a good investment. Well, James never returned and left John in a predicament with $60 to feed his family. John felt betrayed, and most of all, he thought he had let his family down. Well, John set out on a mission to find James and to do him bodily harm for his $40. 2 months later, he saw James and was about to attack him and was restrained by his wife. This situation continued for months and years. Every time he saw or even thought about James, he would get upset. It started to affect his sleeping pattern and was entering his dreams. 5 years later, he saw James and confronted him and asked him if he remembered what he did. Of course, James said yes. I was so ashamed and was unable to face you, John, because of the bitterness that was being projected by you. Well, within that time, of course, John became a successful businessman and started his own family enterprise. Before I go, let me leave you with this. Know what forgiveness is and why it is important to learn to forgive. Reflect on how the issue, the hurt, the pain has affected you. Accept that you cannot change what has happened. Decide whether or not you can or will forgive. Seek help if you cannot. Until next time, let us keep loving our hearts. Let us hold each other's hands to make it through these times. This has been your inspirational wake-up call with Professor Shire. Love you all.